Hey everyone, so you want the inside scoop on Sonata Software's second quarter.
The real deal, huh?
You got it.
Right.
We're going deep into their press releases, presentations, you name it. We've got the financial reports.
Yeah.
We're really trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And get this, it's not just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about what they tell us about Sonata's, their overall strategy
Mm-hmm.
and what might be coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, it's like we're reading between the lines, right? The why behind the what.
Exactly. So let's start with those numbers. Sonata saw revenue growth
Okay.
in both their international IT services and their domestic products and services
Nice.
this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty good so far, right?
Yeah.
But, of course, we need to dig deeper.
Right. The details are where it gets, really interesting. So international IT services, they brought in $84.6 million,
Okay.
which is a solid 2.3% increase from just the last quarter.
Not bad.
Yeah. And domestically, they also saw a bump,
Huh?
a 2.5% growth in their products and services.
So steady progress overall.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, though. How does this compare to, last year? Did they make some big leap forward, or is this more like, a marathon pace?
Well, compared to the same quarter last year, their international IT services revenue actually jumped up 4.6%.
Okay.
And when we look at the kind of overall picture, their EBITDA, that's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, and PAT, profit after tax, they both also went up a bit.
Okay.
By 0.7% and 0.8%, respectively.
Wait, so even though revenue growth was a little bit slower, profits actually increased.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What's the secret sauce there?
It could mean a couple of things. Maybe they're shifting their focus to projects with, higher profit margins.
Right.
Or maybe they just become more efficient at managing their costs.
Okay.
Either way, it's a smart move, especially in today's economic climate.
For sure. But the big question is, what's driving this growth? Is it like a particular industry they're just excelling in, or maybe a change in their offerings?
It's a combination of factors, really. Sonata's been really successful at winning over new clients, particularly in the world of hyperscalers,
Right.
Think those massive cloud providers like Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure. And on top of that, they're focusing heavily on modernization and digital transformation projects for their clients.
So they're helping businesses get with the times, move into the digital age.
Exactly. And it's really paying off, especially in industries like banking, financial services and insurance, or what we call BFSI,
Okay.
and healthcare and life sciences, HLS.
Yeah.
Those two sectors have seen 30% growth quarter over quarter for Sonata.
Wow.
Clearly, they've tapped into a real need there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Those industries are going through massive changes with technology disrupting everything. So it sounds like Sonata is strategically positioning themselves to ride that wave.
They are.
What about other sectors? Did anything stand out to you?
Well, while BFSI and HLS were the stars, there was a bit of a slowdown in retail and the technology, media, and telecom sectors, the TMT sector,
Okay.
likely just reflecting, broader economic trends. Nothing to be, alarmed about just yet.
Right. It's all about diversification.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of which, those 3 large deals that Sonata closed this quarter really caught my eye. They're not shying away from some pretty complex projects.
Oh, absolutely. One of those deals was a multi-million-dollar project on Microsoft Fabric,
Oh, wow.
which is, if you're not familiar, a unified analytics platform.
Right.
Allows businesses to analyze, all their data in one place,
Right.
making it easier to get those insights and make better decisions.
Wow.
That tells us Sonata's right there on the cutting edge of data analytics and cloud technologies.
Wow, they're not messing around.
No.
And that's not all, is it? Didn't they also land a deal using AI with some major, a player in the pharmaceutical world?
You're thinking of their Gen AI modernization project with a top 50 global pharmaceutical client.
Okay.
They're using generative AI, I think algorithms that can create new content
Okay.
to help this client, modernize its operations. And they're doing it with a responsible first approach.
Hold on. Responsible first.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly in the world of AI?
Well, it means they're focused on building AI systems that are, ethical, transparent, and accountable.
Okay.
They want to make sure the technology is used for good, doesn't create unintended consequences.
Right.
It's definitely something more and more companies are starting to prioritize.
Uh-huh.
So Sonata's ahead of the curve there. And, let's not forget about that large deal they snagged with a major U.S. commercial bank, all about data modernization.
Oh, right. That one involved a whole bunch of things, right? Like data assessment, migration, performance optimization, security setup, and even application integration. Sounds like a
Mm.
pretty massive undertaking.
It is.
I'm starting to see a theme here, modernization, digital transformation. These seem to be Sonata's key strategies for growth.
You hit the nail on the head. They're aiming to be the go-to company for businesses looking to modernize, and they've even set a pretty ambitious revenue goal of $1.5 billion by FY27.
Whoa, that's shooting for the stars.
It is.
But, with their track record and the direction they're headed, it doesn't sound totally, out of reach. I'm curious, though, what's their secret weapon in this modernization game?
Well, they have this unique framework they call platformation.
Platformation.
It's not just, upgrading old systems. It's about, like, fundamentally transforming businesses to thrive in the digital world.
Okay.
They're building, a platform for sustained success, which seems to be really resonating with clients.
So, like, they're laying the foundation for their clients to build their future on.
Exactly.
Makes sense, but it's not all about profits and growth, right?
Yeah.
Didn't I see something about them being big on sustainability, too?
You're right. Sonata is deeply committed to sustainability. They're aiming to be net zero in terms of emissions by 2050.
Wow.
Huge goal. And they're already certified as single-use plastic-free.
Oh, wow.
They're walking the walk, showing that you can have financial success and still be responsible.
Yeah. Now, that's something I think we can all get behind. It's great to see a company prioritizing sustainability, while still innovating and pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
But speaking of pushing boundaries, we can't overlook their partnership with Microsoft. That's a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a cornerstone of their strategy. Remember that inner circle for Microsoft Business Applications recognition they got?
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. And this partnership, spans a whole bunch of areas, including AI, even dips its toes into the exciting world of generative AI.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let's break this down for our listeners for a second.
Yeah,
We've been throwing around, generative AI a lot. What does that actually mean?
good point. You know how we talked about those algorithms that can create new content?
Right.
That's generative AI. Think of things like, ChatGPT, which can write text, or DLE2, which can generate images from text. It's a really powerful technology, tons of potential applications, and Sonata is clearly invested in it. But back to the Microsoft partnership. It involves a whopping 400-plus clients globally, and they're actually generating over $650 million annually for Microsoft.
Wow. That's serious business.
It is.
I guess that translates into some pretty impressive projects, right?
You bet. They've got some amazing success stories. One that comes to mind is their work with a leading global IT solutions provider.
Okay.
This client had operations in over 100 countries, and they really needed a way to, standardize their processes, make things more efficient, boost customer satisfaction.
Sounds like a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
How did Sonata even, begin to tackle that?
They implemented Dynamics 365 for finance and operations, along with, a customer relationship management system,
Right.
a CRM. Then they added an advanced warehouse management system, re-platformed the order management system, and modernized the client's business intelligence reporting on Azure.
Oh, wow.
That's a mouthful, right? But the results speak for themselves.
Okay, so what happened? Did they manage to untangle that, web of complexity?
They did. The client ended up with a standardized platform, streamlined processes, cost reductions, much better user experience, increased flexibility, and even more advanced business intelligence.
Wow, color me impressed.
It was.
That's a huge win for both Sonata and the client. But I have a feeling that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
They've got even more, impressive projects up their sleeve.
Absolutely. Another great example is a project they did with a major healthcare provider in the U.S. This client was dealing with the ever-increasing cost of healthcare, which was only made worse by the pandemic, of
Right.
course. They needed to find a way to deliver services more efficiently, potentially using a global delivery model.
Okay, so they were trying to, find ways to cut costs without sacrificing, quality of care.
Yeah, not an easy task.
Right.
But Sonata was up to the challenge. Over the course of a year, they transitioned a whopping 80% of the client's IT operations offshore, which helped, to reduce costs significantly.
Oh, 80%. That's a bold move.
It was.
But I'm guessing they didn't just stop there, did they?
Nope. They went above and beyond. They implemented service level agreements, SLAs, and key performance indicators, KPIs, to ensure quality and track progress. Streamlined ITIL, that's IT Infrastructure Library, and SDLC, or Software Development Lifecycle processes. adopted modern engineering practices, and even helped launch the client's core healthcare platform, modern ERMA.
Okay, so it was a complete overhaul.
It was.
What was the end result of all this hard work?
Well, the client saw a significant reduction in costs. Their operations became more efficient, and they were able to deliver, better services.
That's incredible.
It was a win-win for everybody involved.
Yeah, sounds like Sonata really knows how to deliver tangible results,
Yeah.
no matter how complex the challenge.
Exactly. And, these projects demonstrate their ability to, adapt and innovate in a rapidly changing, tech landscape.
Hmm.
They're not just keeping up, they're shaping the future of technology solutions.
Okay, that's a perfect segue to my next question. We've covered a lot of ground here, from financial performance to growth drivers, strategic initiatives, even their commitment to sustainability.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out a bit and talk about what all of this means for Sonata's, future prospects.
Right.
Are they on track to hit those ambitious goals they've set?
Well, based on, the data, there's definitely a reason for optimism. Sonata has a really robust pipeline of large deals, and it's actually grown 5% since last quarter.
Okay.
Here's the really interesting part, though. 36% of those potential deals are with Fortune 500 companies,
Wow.
and almost half are large-scale projects. They're playing in the big leagues now.
Yeah, that's impressive. Sounds like they're attracting some, serious attention from industry giants. But what does that tell us about their overall trajectory? Are they headed in the right direction?
Absolutely. We're seeing, a clear trend of upward mobility. More and more Fortune 50 and Fortune 500 companies are becoming key clients, which shows real confidence in Sonata's capabilities.
Right.
They're not just keeping pace, they're setting the standard.
That's fantastic news. So it seems like Sonata is on a pretty solid path for growth.
Yeah,
But what about their long-term vision? Are they just focused on the bottom line,
yeah.
or is there something more, driving them?
Well, from what we've seen, they're not just chasing profits. They're committed to modernization, building strong partnerships and investing in, cutting-edge tech like AI and generative AI.
Right.
But what really sets them apart is that they're doing all of this while staying true to their values, Sustainability, responsible innovation. It's a winning combo.
I completely agree. They're proving that you can be successful and still make a positive impact on the world.
Mm.
And that's something worth celebrating.
Couldn't have said it better myself. They're not just, adapting to the changing world. They're actively shaping it for the better.
And that's what makes their story so compelling. We've seen how they're navigating the, complexities of the market,
Yeah.
capitalizing on, those key growth drivers, solidifying their position as a leader in modernization engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and all while maintaining a strong commitment to ethical practices.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a fascinating deep dive so far.
I've really enjoyed unpacking these insights with you. From their remarkable large deal wins to their unwavering focus on modernization across various domains, cloud, data, dynamics, Sonata's story is really one of strategic growth and impactful innovation.
It really is. What stood out to me was how Sonata seamlessly blends their, technological expertise with a deep understanding of their clients' businesses. They're not just providing tech solutions, they're solving, real-world problems.
Mm. Absolutely. And they're doing it across such diverse industries, from healthcare to finance to tech. It's like they have this knack for finding that sweet spot where, business needs and technological innovation intersect.
And let's not forget their commitment to responsible AI.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that Harmony.ai initiative
Yeah.
really caught my attention. It's not just about, using AI for profit. It's about using it ethically and for the greater good.
It's refreshing to see, isn't it? They're not shying away from those ethical considerations, which is something, more companies need to prioritize. It's not just about the technology itself, but how we use it responsibly.
Right. It's about using technology as a force for positive change.
Right.
And their partnership with Microsoft is another, testament to their strategic approach. I mean, generating over $650 million annually for Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's no small feat.
It's a testament to the trust and synergy they've built together. This partnership gives them access to a vast ecosystem of tools and resources,
Yep.
which allows them to, deliver even more impactful solutions.
And it seems like that partnership is only getting stronger, especially with, cloud computing and AI. It's like they're riding the wave of the future together.
They're definitely at the forefront of those, technological advancements. And what's exciting is they're not just, adopting these technologies, they're actively shaping their development and application.
So they're not just like passengers on this technological journey. They're in the driver's seat, steering the direction.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. But let's bring it back to our listener for a moment.
Okay.
We've been throwing around, a lot of information about Sonata, their performance, their strategies, their vision for the future. But what does all of this actually mean for someone who's like, interested in the company, maybe even considering investing?
That's a great question. I think the biggest takeaway here is that Sonata is a company, on the rise. They're demonstrating strong financial performance, making smart, strategic moves, and they're deeply invested in, future-forward technologies like cloud computing and AI.
Right.
But they're not just focused on, profits. They're committed to sustainability and ethical practices, which is something more and more investors are looking for these days.
It's like they're checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Growth, innovation, responsibility. It's a compelling combination for, anyone looking to invest in a company that's not only successful, but also, making a positive impact.
Exactly. They're a company to watch, that's for sure. They're playing a key role in shaping the technological landscape, and they're doing it with a strong sense of purpose.
So if you're looking for a company that's, at the forefront of innovation, committed to ethical practices and poised for, continued growth, Sonata Software might just be the one to, keep your eye on.
I couldn't agree more. They're not just, adapting to the future, they're actively building it. And that's something worth paying attention to.
Well, it's been an incredibly insightful, deep dive into Sonata Software. We've uncovered their impressive financial performance, explored their strategic initiatives, and even delved into their commitment to sustainability and responsible AI.
We've seen how they're partnering with, industry giants like Microsoft to deliver those, cutting edge solutions, and how they're, pushing the boundaries of technology while remaining grounded in ethical considerations.
It's truly inspiring story of growth, innovation, and responsibility. As we wrap up this deep dive, there's one final thought I'd like to, leave our listeners with. We've talked about Sonata's, success in BFSI and healthcare. Those are industries that are, rapidly adopting new technologies.
Yeah.
But what about other sectors, right? What if we take what we've learned about, Sonata's approach, their focus on modernization, their use of those cutting-edge technologies like AI, and their strong partnerships, and apply that to the other industries?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of potential do you see for Sonata to, to make a similar impact in, say, manufacturing or retail?
Oh, that's a great question. And I think the potential is huge. Take manufacturing, for example.
Yeah.
It's an industry that's really ripe for disruption. The rise of, smart factories, the industrial Internet of Things, IoT.
Right.
Sonata's expertise in data analytics, cloud computing, AI
Mm-hmm.
could be incredibly valuable in helping manufacturers kind of optimize their operations, improve efficiency, maybe even create entirely new business models.
Right. And what about retail? That's an industry that's been, hit hard by this shift to online shopping.
Yeah.
Could Sonata, help brick and mortar stores adapt and thrive in the digital age?
Definitely. They could use their knowledge of, customer experience modernization to help retailers create these seamless omni-channel experiences, personalize interactions, leverage data to better understand consumer behavior. The possibilities are really endless.
It's exciting to think about.
Isn't?
Sonata's not just changing the game for a few select industries. They have the potential to transform entire sectors.
Yeah.
That's what makes their story so compelling. They're not
Yeah.
just, riding the wave of technological advancement. They're shaping it.
And they're doing it with, a clear sense of purpose and a commitment to responsible innovation.
Right.
That's something we need more of in the tech world, for sure.
Couldn't agree more. Well, I think we've successfully unearthed some real gems of, insight about Sonata Software in this deep dive. We've gone beyond the headlines and the, financial figures to uncover the story behind the numbers, the strategic vision that's driving their success, the potential they have to, reshape the technological landscape.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure exploring this with you. Sonata's journey is a testament to the power of innovation, strategic partnerships, and a commitment to making a positive impact.
And for you, our listener, we hope this deep dive has, sparked your curiosity and given you a fresh perspective on the evolving world of technology.
Remember, the future is being shaped right now.
Right.
And companies like Sonata are leading the way.
So stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring. Until next time on The Deep Dive.